it will gently push you to step out of all of the boxes that you've been in. How much emotion
I'm
it
being
evokes.
rage-baited.
It's kind of, yes.
I'm just butthurt that he called cherry blossoms tacky. What's got me fired up today? Damian Hirst!
Oh, welcome in, guys. Episode 42.
42, the answer to life, the universe, and everything.
Today we talk about love. Today we talk about art. Shocking. And maybe, or we are rage-baiting Grace a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a tiny bit.
a little bit.
As a
I
treat.
cannot be helped.
It's a good one. We are getting deep into the weeds of gallery life.
Yes,
And what's next for us?
Yeah, what you should check out at the Santa Cruz Art League, all that fun stuff, so stay tuned.
Oh, and I'm Anetta.
And I'm Grace. So there was this documentary about this guy named The Jinx, about whether or not he murdered his wife.
Oh, yeah, you told me.
And after the interview, he goes to the restroom and his mic's still hot. And he's like, I murdered her, of course. He's talking to himself.
Oh my god. Yeah, I remember you telling me that. That's...
But yeah.
Look, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
I'm like, what do you mean? Anyways. Also, I forgot to check in for my flight, which is, I gotta do that.
Do that.
Do that.
Do that, girlfriend. We're feeling so romantic.
So romantic. What's everybody doing for Valentine's Day? Is my flight really today? It's gotta be.
Today?
It's today.
Oh shit, what
After
time?
work. It's at 7, so I'm leaving here at 5.
Well, you're gonna have so much fun.
It's gonna be so much fun.
You're gonna bring a sketchbook?
Yes, I have a sketchbook, I have watercolor paper, I have all the above. So
Oh, beautiful.
it's gonna be so much fun.
I'm just feeling so inspired, and I was thinking today, being in close proximity, close relationship to a gallery, like your local gallery, well, Santa Cruz Art League in this case, I just feel like it gets you really in touch with change.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna expand on that because you have something great that you're excited and you're looking forward to, aka a show.
Galleries that way.
Yeah, yes. And you get to walk through it and explore the pieces. And at the show opening on first Friday reception, we're talking about our favorite pieces from Guillermo Aranda's show. And I showed you mine. And then as walking through the gallery for the umpteenth time throughout the month, I've discovered my new favorite piece by him.
Yay!
And I stood there for probably 15-20 minutes just looking at that piece and being like, how could I not notice it right away?
That's what I love about working at a gallery, is that every time you go through the exhibit, just going back and forth between the office and the classroom, I'm always seeing something new. Something new will catch my eye. I didn't even see that before. I didn't see it like that before. And it's the best. It's my favorite part.
But then inevitably comes the point when the show is wrapping up.
It all must come down.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And I had that thought of oh, but I really loved how those big, vibrant, beautiful pieces looked in the gallery.
They're gorgeous. Also, if you guys weren't able to make it to First Friday, we had the White Hawk dancers there. They were saging the gallery and offering blessings, and it was so cool. They had drumming. You could feel it in your chest, and the sound in the gallery is already super reverby and crazy. It was so loud and it was so awesome. It was beautiful. It's so wonderful to see community show out and celebrate an artist. Hello.
It was one of the most heartwarming receptions that I've seen. There was a lot of families, a lot of children, and people coming together. It was just such a good time. So by the time you are seeing this, the show is over.
I believe so. We're going to be in transition.
Yes.
It's going to be... Yeah, I'm so sad to see it go. It's been so awesome, and just the amount of people who come because they know the artist. Guillermo has, they were saying that everybody that they know that's younger than them just calls them auntie and uncle. The amount of people that we've had that are oh, my auntie and uncle are showing here. It's so sweet.
Wow. Yeah, so when the time comes for all of that to come down, I feel this tiny little feeling like, oh, I'm gonna miss it, you know?
Always, always, always.
But then there's also this sense, which we've been talking for the past couple of episodes, of like, I'm really excited for the textile show and Jodie
So
Alexander's.
excited for the textile show.
I'm so looking forward to it too. So this proximity and the relationship with your like gallery, with your local art organization, it really allows you to be in touch with change and process it in a very artistic and healthy way, you know?
Yeah.
So
I think it's a wonderful way of celebrating change, and just like being accepting of things changing too. Because it's not about like, oh, I'm really bummed that this show is over. Like, it's about being like, I'm so glad that this got to happen, that we got to do this, and then we get to do this other thing. So I love it.
Exactly. And I know we've been also talking about the members show down the road, and the show that is going to be dedicated to love.
Yes, I'm so excited about that one. We worked on that prospectus a little while ago. It's called With Love, and it's just, what does love look like to you? It doesn't have to be romantic love necessarily. There's familial, friendship, communal, whatever form that love takes. The specific outline for the theme is that like art that is inspired by, maybe I've talked about this on the podcast before, I have like, you know, default mental illnesses that most artists suffer from. And a way that it manifests is that my brain likes to convince me that people don't care about me, which is like really rude to my friends who clearly do care about me.
We care.
I've gotten a lot better about it since I was a teenager, but one of the ways that I would cope is I would like think back at like evidence of, you know, what's a thing that somebody did. Like there's always proof, there's always fingerprints in your life in like the way that people are showing up for you, like the things that people give you when somebody's like, have you eaten today? You know, all of that is an expression of love. And I think that being able to meditate on that is kind of something that we need right now.
Absolutely.
And so I wanted to see if we could pose the question to everybody else and, you know, bring us proof of the love in your life.
Yeah.
So.
And that's just such a good theme for the show. So be on the lookout for open calls if you are an artist. We have a theme, but the subject is quite broad when it comes to love.
It's up for interpretation. It doesn't have to all be happy. It can be whatever it looks like to you. It's about like diversity of viewpoints. And so.
And you know, things change, talking about change, because I remember when we talked about it in the very beginning. Do you remember when it was still not decided? It was not finalized, let's just say. And my take, I remember two of us were talking about that, and I was considering, like as an artist, you consider which of your pieces would you submit? And I was thinking back to the pieces that I've created, like let's say 2-3 years ago, and they are the love that is painful, the love that hurts, which is also valid experience, but how things change, and now at this present moment, that is not what I think, and I would submit a different piece that is more sensual and centered around romantic love and who is she. So I genuinely cannot wait to see what people have to show.
It's going to be so exciting. The show is going to be I want to say it's going to be in August. If you go to our website, scal.org, go to our exhibitions tab, at the very bottom, it's going to have open calls. Click on that. That's just going to have all of our open calls. That would be better.
It's a long open call.
It is.
Damn.
It is a pretty long open call, but you know, people are submitting things at their leisure. So
nice.
We're all artists. We'd be doing that.
Oh yeah. Time management as an artist is a beast of its own. Definitely.
For sure.
So I just feel like there's so much to look forward to, and so great things are to come when it comes to
it's gonna be so
the
amazing.
Shows and I feel like the spring, I could smell the spring when I walked to the building, Sanders Athletic building today.
I love that when the weather is changing and it smells like spring.
And I know that we are still in February and we still have some raining to, you know, get over with, but I could I could catch like just a little scent of soil
it's
that
so
is
nice.
thawing, you know.
Have you been seeing the monarchs flying around over the last couple weeks?
Yes.
Oh, they're so pretty. They're so pretty.
We are just,
We live in the best place.
it's such a blessed life in terms of nature. And we do have seasons change, you know how some people ask me or like, but you don't have winter, you don't have like seasons change. And I'm sorry.
We have winter.
Absolutely,
it
we
just looks
do.
different from your winter.
Exactly.
I'm sorry, it's not snow up to here.
Yeah, our winter is green and luscious, and like our summers are dry and yellow, golden, and that's to me the beauty of it, and kind of being able to divorce yourself from the notion of what things should be and how things should be like, and just the rigid form.
And I just, speaking of seasons, I also want to say that our landscape show is going to be coming up too.
Yes.
That you can submit to. So if you're super stoked on our California landscapes and all the seasons that we're going through, exhibitions tab, go to open calls.
And it's going to be 95th.
The
95th annual landscape show.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. It's going to be the best. Also, our juror, Warren Chang.
Yes, we've spoken of him in previous episodes and kind of highlighted his art centered around farm workers and just such beautiful, touching pieces.
Yeah, I have such a soft spot for like the Monterey Salinas Valley. It's just such an iconic geography there.
Yes.
Like anytime I see it, I'm just like, my heart. So
I'm like, I live there.
I'm a sucker for his work.
Yes, a lot of things that feel monumental and big, I feel like are coming in the nearest future, and it's just so exciting. And I cannot genuinely wait. It's not that I want the current things to just get over with and skip to the next part, but it's like I want to see what our community will come up creatively, because it does feel like a collective labor of love.
Oh, totally. I mean, it's thanks to all of the staff and the volunteers and the artists who all make this place possible.
And curators who have the most difficult job of all to select the pieces and make it into a cohesive storyline and cohesive look that is finished on the walls. And well, if you watch the show, you know how much we both love when the pieces are laid out on the floor and it's just this excitement.
The best part.
It's so good. And if you have some free time and some desire to volunteer, well, please reach out at admin@scal.org and we'll get you busy.
Yeah,
maybe
get you booked and busy.
Yes, maybe it will be hanging art, helping display the show, maybe something else.
We're always looking for help with receptions. If you're somebody who likes to come and hang out when there's like a lot of stuff going on, talk to artists and see what's in the gallery and join in on the excitement, that's also a thing that you can do. Or whatever else, if you have any ideas of like
short form content,
form content, yeah, if you want to come and help us make some reels or maybe TikToks,
yes,
hit us up.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's just a lot of things that it takes a village. It genuinely takes a village, but that's, I feel like, the beautiful part of it. So
Totally.
I'm excited.
Me too.
Who is she?
2026 is looking bright.
It's, yes, Year of the Horse. We have celebrated the year.
It's Chinese New Year's on Saturday, or Lunar New Year's,
Lunar New Year, yes. By the time you're seeing this video, we've already celebrated the beginning of the Year of the Horse, and it's just Can you tell?
She's giddy.
It's a good life.
Yeah.
It's a good life.
Oh, and then this was today the last week that you were in Linda's watercolor class?
Yes. It was so bittersweet, and
are you thinking of signing up for the next series?
I think I would sign up for the Thursday classes. I'll see how
it's full.
It's already full, yes, because, well,
she's booked and busy.
Obviously, it's Linda's Thursday class, but also like my schedule-wise. But I would join. Hopefully, I'll be fast enough It feels like lottery, you know?
It really is, yeah. It's really just a game of luck. But it gets posted the same time as Tuesday classes. And if you are one of her previous students, you'll get an email when her class is posted.
Subscribe to the newsletter.
Yes, that too.
If you would like to know when the new classes are going to be available.
Yeah, we've got some exciting ones coming up. Susie Wilson is going to continue her still life class on Thursday mornings. Lanny's going to have a figure drawing workshop. He does every last Sunday of the month. Toa's always got some good painting, oil and acrylic classes going on. And then we have Joan and Mary Dettle who teach pastels.
And Eugene's class on abstract art that I am just such a big fan of. Eugene is absolutely wonderful, and having a chance to, well, like I said, just even flip through her sketchbooks that she brings to the class. It's such a treat, but also I feel, as someone who is deeply passionate about abstract art, I feel like that is such an integral part of being an artist, is being able to express yourself in an abstract form.
Yeah, it's so good. I don't know. I probably say this way more often than I should, but like taking art classes does amazing things for your work. I think that having just a dedicated time in your day or week or whatever that you're working on art, like it's entirely focused on improving your craft, while you have like somebody who is, has all of this experience and knowledge and has been there, to help you through it. And also just like the community that you meet and inspire each other.
Absolutely, because sometimes like after the class I would see someone else's piece. Like for example, after Eugene's class, where one of the students incorporated thread and yarn into the piece.
Very cool.
And it was just so inspiring and touching, and I'm like, wow, the class would be worth just, for like this piece of inspiration, leave alone like all the rest of information and value that you get from the class. So I really encourage you, if you are like a realistic painter, if you paint maybe oils, acrylics, watercolors, join an abstract class. I really challenge you.
It's so much fun.
It will gently push you to step out of all of the boxes that you've been in and create art that it might not be pretty as it comes out or just starts being visible on the page, but ends up telling a beautiful story by the time you finish. And it might surprise you. I wonder what that would be like to be, like let's say an oil painter and attend an abstract class for the first time. That would be so exciting to me. So if that's you, I hope you listen to us and you follow through, because stepping out of your comfort zone and challenging yourself as an artist, I feel it's so important.
It's so important. It's so important to do.
So I hope you get the chance, but you let us know maybe what classes you would like to see in the Art League.
What classes have you attended at the Art League? Maybe you can send us some art that you've worked on in those classes.
That would be cool. So we can take a sneak peek before the members show at the end of the year.
Totally.
But we did share, some of our members' art that do their homework as they listen to the show. And maybe you're going to be the next one to feature.
Yeah, glad to have you. All right. Speaking of contemporary artists,
who do I have?
Exposure.
Yes, I have a contemporary artist for you today, and I am bringing you.
Are you guys ready?
I'm bringing to you today Damian Hirst.
Oh,
yes,
a controversial pick.
A controversial pick, and it's there's a lot to say about him as a contemporary artist. Damian Hirst is a contemporary artist who was born in Bristol, UK in 1965, so he is currently in his 60s. And he has been, there's been a lot of talk about him as a contemporary artist, and we're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about him.
So one of the most prominent things that you might have heard about him as an artist is one of his most expensive selling artworks that was sold in the UK, and that being the diamond encrusted skull that
yes.
sold for $50 million. Pounds. British pounds, my apologies. Not even dollars.
Yeah.
50 million pounds. That was titled For the Love of God. That was made in 2007.
Okay, that's a little funny.
It's...
Appreciate a sense of humor.
It is witty. So that was the SCAL.
We're just rocking with one light, I think, is what's going on.
It is what it is, my friend. I'm sure you would have seen his diamond SCAL. And it was millions, dozens of millions of dollars to make it, because there's a real, actual diamonds, and it's shaken up the art world.
Is that a real actual skull as well, or is that just like a cast of one?
It is an 18th century human skull. And that's the thing with Mr. Damian. He plays with the concept of life and death a lot in his artworks, which is also reflected in some of the pieces that use formaldehyde preserved animals.
Yes.
Which is very controversial and might be unsettling to some. But I'm going to be completely honest, as someone who grew up going to like natural history museums and
I feel like that's taxidermy, you know?
Seeing taxidermied animals with absolutely dead eyes as a small child, I don't think I can be quite fazed by a shark preserved in glass.
No.
So I can see how maybe like in this day and age it is somewhat of a scandalous, but I think it's hard to deny that it is a very provocative work that reflects on...
Totally.
Like,
I also think that, sorry, I'm circling back to the skull because there is like historic precedence, I think, in like Europe and the West of like preserving corpses to put on display. You see it with saints, you see it with like embalming, you see it with, they're just like, I don't know, this is a little interest of mine that I went on like a rabbit hole down of like why we preserve our dead the way that we do. I mean, you see it with mummification in other cultures too, but there's like this need, I feel like, for a lot of people to like preserve either people or animals or whatever, and I feel like this piece is kind of reflective of that also.
Absolutely. And I think it's derived from our deep innate curiosity of our own bodies and of the living
the kind
world.
Of macabre fascination.
And the thing about this, and yes, it's fascinating that it's made out of thousands of flawless diamonds, but what I found humorous is that his mother asked him, for the love of God, what are you gonna do next? And he named it For the Love of God.
That's pretty good.
I think it's pretty clever, and the production costs, like I said, it was millions of dollars, and like according to BBC, it was like 14 million pounds. My apologies. Yes, 14 million. And
it's crazy.
Making it one of the most expensive cost-wise artworks created. Like, you can't deny that is fascinating.
Totally.
The thing with Damian that is, besides plethora of other controversial points, is him using works of assistance very openly, especially in his later works that are more maybe like involving robots that are reflective on the modern day society. And that's openly admitting that you have people who create art
who are doing the art for you. Yeah,
exactly.
I think that it raises the question of like, well, if you're not making the art, are you really the artist? Are you a creative director?
Correct, exactly. That's kind of the question. But I think what is important to note is his approach to art, because he was one of the first artists, let me fact check myself here. His auction at Sotheby's, it bypassed the galleries and it sent straight to auction. And I think it's quite a fascinating concept of like art to the people, but then like how much of it is to the
what people?
Exactly, because the sales generated like 111 million pounds.
That's not to the people.
It's a lot of money, which is groundbreaking in like for the art world and just like art history
Yeah.
as a phenomenon, I think it's very important to talk about because
Totally.
it's non-traditional.
Yeah. I think that his use of like assistants and kind of like the workshop that he has going on, it's not uncommon also. Like historically, if you were an established artist like back in the day at like an atelier, you would have assistants doing work for you. You know, pop artists, Andy Warhol, he famously had a bunch of assistants. Ai Weiwei, who we talked about before, he has assistants. And so once you get to like a certain amount of projects that you're doing, you kind of have to outsource it.
Yeah.
And I don't know, you know, like, yes, you're right. Something to me feels weird about like buying a piece from an artist, but it's like not the artist's who's on it, who made it. But at the same time, you know, I feel like at a certain point, it's not like your name is like you as an artist. It becomes like an institution. Like Damian Hirst is like a company run by Damian Hirst and like his assistants and everybody who like makes these projects happen.
Yeah, more like art directory. I absolutely agree, and I see that, and it's not like, let's say, a groundbreaking concept, but to me, where I kind of put a pin is credit. Because I firmly believe in giving credit where credit is due, and as long as people who participated in the happening of it is...
it's like credit your assistants.
Exactly. Then we're good. So I wanted to note his Cherry Blossom series, because that was a massive, massive body of work. I think it was 107. Yes, 107 colorful, ginormous canvases. And that was an homage to the, you know, older art, because I feel like in Asian art specifically, cherry blossom had been such a theme for centuries. But
I mean, it still is.
Yes, that's a fact. And it's just such an appealing visual. But I really liked his quote about cherry blossoms. And again, surprise, surprise, it's controversial, but I really love it. The cherry blossoms are about beauty and life and death. They are extreme. There's something almost tacky about them. They're decorative, but taken from nature. They're garish and messy and fragile. And about me moving away from minimalism and the idea of an imagery mechanical painter that's so exciting for me.
Interesting.
And I just, comparing this delicate flower of cherry blossom, and like I agree, there is something tacky about it.
They're not tacky.
I'm sorry.
Classic.
I know what you're saying, like, and I kind of see both sides, and that's the thing. And I think it takes so much guts to just stand
to call an entire thing tacky. I don't know. I'm like, what is this? What does this guy know? What does he know? What does he know about Hanami? Has he been to cherry blossom season? The whole river turns pink.
See, and that's what I love about it, because of how much emotion it
being
evokes.
Raige-Baited.
It's kind of, yes, and I love that the art is capable of doing so, because it is technique-wise closer to pointillism, that at this point we've talked a good bit about, and it was sponsored by the Foundation of Cartier, a very famous jewelry house that
They're
I
famous
adore.
for their cherry blossoms.
Well, they're famous for their craftsmanship and love for the arts, but it was a phenomenal show in my eyes, and
It is really pretty.
it is pretty.
I'll give him that. I'm just butthurt that he called cherry blossoms tacky. I'll have you know that they are very life and death though. Like he got that part exactly right, because they're there for such a short period of time. Like if you've been to Japan or heard about the cherry blossom season, like it moves up the country for like all of spring. So, you know, right around now, probably southern Japan is having their early cherry blossom season, and like there's just like during the weather on the news, they talk about like, oh, the cherry blossoms are going to be in full bloom, and then they just like all fleet away super quickly. Like as soon as they're there and it's beautiful and it's magnificent, they're gone. And so it's about like enjoying the moment, you know, and the beauty, the fleeting beauty.
Exactly, and
I guess it's tacky.
oh my goodness, look at,
If that's tacky, I'm a tack.
look, I did not, it was not on my bingo card as Grace getting worked up about a contemporary artist.
I'm so upset.
But I think that's what he does. He preserves that fleeting, momentarily moment between life and death, whether it's a zebra's body, which we can...
Or a skull covered in diamonds.
A skull covered in diamonds. It makes you feel, it makes you question things, and yes,
It's also just like the way that it's preserved. I feel like taxidermy is one thing, but his like resin covered formaldehyde preserved pieces just feel a little bit uncanny. It's like this animal looks like it's underwater or something, which like for the shark is fine, but for all the other ones you're like,
yeah, there's some powerful images with
uncanny.
The shark, and yeah, that's a lot of the times what people imagine contemporary art being, like cigarette butts, which kind of reminisces to me. Again, do you know the piece of Hyojin Lee, our very own? You know exactly which one I'm referring to. That it just stricken me so deeply to my core of how much I related to it and how much warmth I felt towards it. This is just like a white man's version of it, you know? And it's not necessarily that I love it or hate it. It makes you feel.
It does. And he does make me feel.
Yeah.
And today I was feeling a little triggered, Mr. Hurst.
Yes.
But that's okay. He made me feel. So
yes.
I'll forgive you.
And okay, briefly, we're going to touch on his one of his latest projects is the Civilization paintings. There's a series of 32 paintings which explore the necessity of hope despite the complexities and challenges of contemporary civilization, which is very actual and
very bright and maximalist. I can see he was saying that he was taking a turn towards maximalism, and I'm seeing it.
Yes, so to distract from the nihilism and the hate, I tried to paint them optimistically, like ice cream, which is a funny thing to say in my eyes. But he is also controversial partially because he employs machines like a mechanic painting, which a lot of, like, let's say Instagram artists do and garner massive following, and him just being like a prominent art figure and one of the most well-selling artists or commercially successful
he's having
ones.
fun.
Yeah, and I can feel that.
Let a man play with robots.
And give people jobs as long as they are properly credited and compensated.
And paid, yeah.
I don't have any problem with that, because if it's like a consensual collaboration,
right?
Because a lot of the times in the art world, like with any other industry, you can't just get on top.
Right. They're building their CV, they're gaining experience, they're meeting people, so like, you know, it's good. Okay. We're running a little low on time.
Yes.
So
out with the new, back to the old.
Okay, so this artist I was introduced to by a gentleman who visited our gallery. He came in to make a donation and then check out the show. And he mentioned to me that he recently acquired a piece by this historic artist.
Wow.
And so I went to check him out, and now I have a new photographer that I'm interested in.
Oh, wow.
So his name is Edward Curtis. He was a photographer in like the early 18th century, and what makes his work really interesting is that he would do gold tones. So instead of doing like silver print, he used gold.
Oh.
And so he went across America and he took pictures of the Southwest, and he was most known for taking pictures of Native American people just like living their daily lives, which I think is really, really cool, especially after, you know, colonization happening in the States, and people being sent off to boarding schools, and just like any kind of cultural heritage just being discouraged or stomped out. I think it's really extra important that we have documentation like this of how people lived and what people looked like. And
That is brilliant.
But it's gorgeous work.
It is so unique. Oh my goodness. I don't think we've had anything like this on the show yet.
But he is, anyways, that's one of my favorite things about working here is that people come in and tell me about artists that they like. I also really love his frames.
Yeah.
They are called oratones. And there's a few different types of them, but you'll see like the corners here. These ones are called bat wings. These ones are like pie crust. What else?
Big fan. You know, I'm a big fan of good framing.
Ribbon and ranch style. So his work,
cool.
wonderful. Just wanted to highlight that. A fantastic artist, and I love that we have somebody out there who is, you know, preserving culture for posterity. I think it's really important.
Oh, that's really beautiful. Like this one is with the lady in the stream. Wow. And the frame is phenomenal.
It's
oh my
gorgeous.
goodness. Which one is your favorite?
Personally, I think my favorite is actually this one here, but it's
How big? Do you know how big they are?
they're not that big. They're about yay big.
That just
They're not huge pieces.
reminds me of like a treasure you find at like an antique flea
Yeah.
market in Paris.
It's fabulous, and he had these frames custom made also to go with his photos,
oh my
which I
goodness,
I
that's
love.
my language, my love language. That is phenomenal, and it's so different and so alive and so warm.
Right? It's just, I think it's wonderful that you're capturing these beautiful moments of people living the way that, you know, that they used to. And still do. We still have a lot of reservations around. There are indigenous communities, and so it's important that we preserve cultures.
Yes,
that
they
fun
were
stuff.
before us. And what I think is very fascinating is the depth of field in it and how dimensional it is. And I feel like, you know, going back to me being not pleased with technology and, you know, the tech companies attempting to do the spatial view and like 3D, you know, like the BS
The
kind of
portrait
thing.
mode. This is another
It's-
one of my favorites.
But you can just have those photographs that were made a century ago, and they look so much more dimensional than anything like our technology can
Right.
produce now. Come on, there's just
It's incredible.
the reflections of the. I can see a lot of the recurring motif of the reflections in the water, and it's so phenomenal. Of it genuinely feels like I'm there, even though my brain can compute that that's an old photograph.
I know, his work is just so alive.
Some of it almost looks like a painting too. Wow, what a find! Santa Fe art auction. Of course, it's going to be at Santa Fe.
course.
That's my. Oh, talking about Santa Fe.
Hey! All
Shout
right.
out to Santa Fe.
Shout out to Santa Fe and Renoir. How you doing,
Oh,
Renoir?
Renoir. Yes, haven't talked about him in a while.
Anyways.
Well, what a warm, sweet episode this turned
This
out
was such
to
a good
be.
time.
Well, except me rage-baiting
yeah.
Grace.
Yeah, I took the bait.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It's with love.
I can't help it. With love.
Oh,
Submit your art.
I see what you did there.
Ah,
And
okay.
by the time this comes out, get ready for Jodie Alexander's textile show. I cannot. I feel like I'm going to be like at the door when the gallery opens because of how
It's gonna be
excited
knocking
I
at the
am.
door. It's gonna be so exciting. It's gonna be so fun. Okay, well, thank you guys so much for joining us this episode. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and you let us know in the comments what you've been up to.
Yes, and don't forget to subscribe to the newsletter at sca.org. And this might or might not be the end of season 1 for the Santa Cruz League.
Easy for you to say.
Uh-huh.
For the place that we're working at.
Santa Cruz Art League podcast. So stay tuned. We love you. We hope you're having a wonderful week. Check out the show and have a great day.
Bye.